Obviously the entire length of this wall is going to be monitored by CCTV. It's about 2 AM and there's somebody outside. They have messed up and that is now going to be their home. We're cutting it a bit fine today with the daylight. It is currently 25 minutes past 3. I think sunset's at about 25 minutes past 4. So we've got an hour, and that is the exact time it takes to get from here to the Isle of Sheppey, which is where we're going today, because I'm going to attempt to stealth camp at a prison. But before we do that, I've got to go into this shop here and post something, because just before I left my house, I got an order through for a little bit of merch. So that has got to be sent out, and then we'll get on the way. Job done. Let's get on the road. I need to get food and fuel en route. I'm hoping I can get food at the petrol station to save a bit of time. We are in luck. Petrol station and the co-op in one. Although I don't hold out much hope for getting a lot of food in here, but you guys know what I'm probably going to be eating anyway. So why even kid myself and pretend it's going to be something extravagant? I don't know quite how this has happened, but the navigational system is now telling me that I'm going to arrive at 5:15. So it's probably going to be dark when we get there. But maybe that is better for the stealth factor. I've just pulled up at the side of the road. I'm round the corner of the prison at the moment because as soon as I get in there, I want to know exactly where I'm going and get to the spot as subtly as possible. But where I'm parked now, there's a couple of wind turbines just outside. And if we make it through the night, I'm thinking I might try and walk to one in the morning, because I've always wanted to stand at the bottom of one and see just how big they actually are. So the prison itself is massive, it looks like. Originally, I was planning on parking in the car park that's just to the south of the prison, but I didn't realise there's two parts to the prison, and the top part's got another car park, and then there's an extra one right on the corner. I don't know whether that's for staff, but that does look like a good option. Right, change of plan. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I am going to go and scout it out. We're just going to drive in to that first car park, drive around and straight back out, and then over to the second car park and then the third car park. And out of the three of them, we'll choose the best spot. Visitor car park is straight ahead and it's blocked off. Oh, and the staff car park's got a barrier, that's in front there. What's this little bit here then? It's before the barrier and it's not past those closed gates. And there's a spot right here. God, look at that, look. Look at the massive prison door shutting up. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I don't have time to get my proper camera out. That's mad security. I mean, there's this back bit here. Oh, look at that. What a number plate. Whoever drives that motor is a living legend. All right, we need to get out of here. We are definitely not being very subtle. And I didn't realise there's actually two separate prisons. So you've got Elmley and the other one, which I don't know what it's called. I mean, we're spoilt for choice with prisons. Right, visitors car park is in here. I mean, this is a nice park up. But the problem is, you can't even see the prison where you can. It's right over the back there. But it's not close. That other car park was literally like 25 metres from the entrance. See, that's the entrance to the second prison there. I think the best bet is the first prison. It seems more prison-y. Do you know what I mean? So that's the first prison over the back there. That's where we're headed to in a minute. And that is the second prison. And between the two, there's an alleyway which runs down the middle of them. And that's what I want to go and check out. Obviously, the entire length of this wall is going to be monitored by CCTV. So me having this massive camera in my hand probably isn't the best of ideas. I've walked about halfway down it, but it's freezing cold out here. And obviously it's dark, so we can't see a lot. So tomorrow morning, I think I'm going to come back and walk the entire length of that and see what's at the other end. I don't know how tall these walls are, but they've got to be, what, about 30 foot, 35 foot, something like that. There's actually a bit where you can see over the wall and you can see into one of the buildings, and there's all the prisoners knocking about in their matching prison clothes. Right, we are approaching the first prison again. Oh, there's a load of prison officers leaving there, so we're going to turn this light out. They're heading towards the staff car park. I don't know if this is actually a car parking spot, but it looks good enough for me. I'm not going to film the outside of the van like I normally do, because when I get out I'm jumping straight in the back. But that there is that massive security door. and that there, behind that bin, is the main entrance. That there's more staff coming out now. It's mad just how many staff cars there are. I've already taken the GoPros off the windscreen, so I'm filming this on my phone, but there's a woman just sitting next to me in her car there. And the thing is, oh look, there you go, look, there's new prisoners turning up. The massive gates are opening. Just imagine what those people are thinking, the prisoners in the back of that van. They have messed up, and that is now going to be their home. They must be gutted. Absolutely screwing. But the thing is, 100% of the people that come over to this car park are going to be members of staff, because there's no prison visiting at this time. That all stopped at 4 PM. So I need to make sure that I am not seen by anyone at all. The second that she's out of sight, that is my cue to jump in the back. First things first, it is freezing, so I need to wrap up nice and warm. I've also got one of my new beanie hats, but I'm going to save that for later in case it gets even colder. Second things second, a second pair of socks. The main part of me that gets really cold in this van is my feet, and I keep forgetting to buy thermal socks, so for now a second pair of normal socks will have to do. And third things third, I need to plug my heater in. I kind of wish that I'd bought food that doesn't require any cooking, because I'm going to have to open up the door for ventilation, and I don't want to do that. One, because it's cold, but two, because we're at a prison. When I've done the police station stealth camp before, obviously there was a bit of a risk to that, but I don't think anything's going to have as much security as this place. So opening the door probably isn't the best of ideas, but at the same time, I have to cook, so we're going to have to do it. Somebody has parked right next to me. I tried to have a quick look through the curtain, but I can't really see much because the windows have steamed up, and that's because I forgot to undo them by an inch either side, which I usually do to get some ventilation in here. Well, that car does not seem to be going anywhere. It's just sat there now with the engine running, but if they got the engine running, then chances are they won't be able to hear what I'm getting up to. So I'm going to start preparing the feast for this evening, and then if they do disappear at some point, we can jump in the front and sort the windows out. I was going to go for a toasty, but when I was in the shop, I located a pizza, and it seems to be the perfect size that if I fold it in half, it will fit in the Ridge Monkey. So this is a wood-fired margarita pizza. A little bit plain, I know, but it's all they had, so we're going to work with it. I don't know if you heard that, but there's so much activity out there at the moment. I keep having to stop what I'm doing every 5 minutes, but I did just hear a load of people sort of shout to each other and say, "See you in the morning," so I'm guessing that's a lot of them finished work for the night and they're all doing the off. As soon as I turn the ignition on to do this, my lights come on, so we are lighting the place up. We need to be quick. That'll do on that side. That'll do. Right, the sooner we get this done, the better. Well, if that's not an advert for my new merch, I don't know what is. It looks just like one of my beanie hats. I suppose we're just going to have to open this door and risk it. This thing better cook quickly, I'm telling you. Cool, that bin out there is frosted right up. It's going to be a cold one tonight, I'm telling you that. Although the Duvinator will not let me down. She never does. I can hear melting. Let's give her a flip. Let's see how she's looking. Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Not done yet though. We're having a bit of a kitchen roll crisis. There is literally only 2 kitchens left on this roll. Right, it's got to be ready by now. Even if the dough's half raw, I'm going to have it. This door needs to shut. Oh, she is a beauty. Let's open her right up. Look at that. Ah, bit me. With a bit of luck, we won't have to open up that door again. Let's give it a go. I can confirm, without a living doubt, that that is the one. So now we've got double heating power. The Duvinator is plugged in and ready to go. Obviously I've still got the 250 watt fan heater. The Duvinator controls are just at the end of the bed here, and that's going to last all night long. And I can control the fan heater with the EcoFlow app by switching the plug socket on and off, so I don't even have to get out of bed. This is exciting stuff. I've not used this Duvinator for a while. Do you know, like when you're a kid and you wet yourself, right? And everyone says it's really bad, but for the first 5 seconds you're like, what's all the fuss about? This is amazing. I'm warm. It's warming me up. And then obviously like 10 seconds, 15 seconds later, you're like, what the hell have I done? This is the worst feeling ever. Well, this Duvinator is like the first 5 seconds of wetting yourself over and over again. All the pleasure, but none of the pain. It's crazy to think that about 100 metres away from me now, there is, I've just looked this up, there is over 1,000 prisoners in that prison. And that's just that one, not including the one that's behind it. So that would explain why there's so many staff knocking about, but at the same time, it's just mad to think about it. Over 1,000 people with just no freedom whatsoever because they've made bad life choices. But anyway, that's enough of the serious talk. I don't like being serious on this channel. I'm gonna have to do something to undo the seriousness now. Nature Valley. Oh, why me? Oh. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to find myself some sort of prison escape videos to watch, and hopefully I won't see you guys until the morning.
I started forming an escape plan from the moment I walked in. Every system has a weakness.
It's about 2 AM. And there's somebody outside. They pulled up and then they went round to the back of my van. They walked around to the back and they were right by the back doors. I mean, like close to the back doors. And I don't know what they were doing there, but I've got like fake windows in the back of this van. And I think that they might have thought they were blacked out windows and they were trying to like see through them. But then they opened their door, right? And then I could hear like a radio, like a walkie-talkie type of radio. But then they didn't shut the door. So they opened it, and they must have either just been sat in the driver's seat or just standing by the van. I heard a radio, and then it just went silent for about 2 minutes. And that's when I started filming that clip a minute ago. But now they seem to have driven off, but I can still hear the car somewhere in the car park. They haven't gone like fully. What the hell is that? Oh. He's circling back around towards me. What is going on? Is this it? Is this the end? I can see them circling in that car park behind me still. They seem to be leaving, I think. We're in the clear. Good morning, people. In fact, we can have this on now. It's daylight outside. There seems to be cars everywhere, and that's not a staff car park in front of us, so my guess is that visiting hours have begun. I am gutted because I brought this, right? This, well, I got it for Christmas. It's a way of having proper filter coffee without having to have one of those filter machines. You just pour the water in, there's a filter system in there and a little tap on the edge. But the reason I'm gutted is because I forgot to buy milk. So that's going to have to wait until the next episode. After the incident at about 2 AM, I've had no other issues. I haven't really heard anything. I mean, if anything has happened, I slept through it. Good night's sleep. The Duvinator kept me warm as usual, but now that I'm back out of it, I'm feeling the cold. But without a morning coffee, there's not a lot else to do, so I'm thinking of taking a wander back down that alleyway between the two prisons. So I want to get closer to that wind turbine that's over there. I'm going to leave the van here, but I don't think we can get around that way from the prison, so I've got to go all the way around the left, all the way around the back of it, and then back along, and hopefully we can find our way through to the turbine. I'm around the side of the prison at the moment, so that's just behind me there. But in the other direction, over the road, there are a couple of wind turbines. But they are not the ones that I've got my heart set on. Because when it comes to wind turbines, I'm a big fan. Even though it might look well sunny out here, which it is, because the sun is shining right in my eyes, it is freezing cold. There's ice on the ground. But we're on a mission, and we need the turbine. According to the map, it looks like there might be a little pathway down the bottom there, but from here it doesn't look like it. This way, it looks like it's a road, but it does look like the easier option out of the two. This looks like a really nice nature walk until you realise there's a prison there and a prison there. I just got to the end of that little road bit. We're going to have to take to the undergrowth, I think. Oh no. I can see a gate. We've come to the end of the trail. Gutted. It looks like they're well and truly under lock and key. I'm going to attempt to cut through the woodland bit that's right at the bottom near the prison wall. I'm down at the far corner of the prison, and on the map it looks like there's a pathway through these woods, but I don't think there's any chance of getting through here. Oh, it wasn't a path. It must have been this stream that I could see on the satellite view. Well, that's it then, guys. Game over. We're not going to make it to the wind turbine. Maybe that can be a future mission. But for now, I just want to say a massive thank you, as always, to everybody who's donated to the channel by buying me a brain cell through the link in the description. As you probably already know now, there is merch also down in the description as well. This is one of the items. It's been a fun mission. To be honest with you, I can't believe I got away with that one. I'm going to head back to the van now. I'm going to go to a garage, get me a coffee ASAP, because as you can probably tell, I look like a zombie. Stay tuned for the next episode, where it is going to be the thing that I had planned for today. It's going to be very different, but very big, shall we say. I'm going to put this camera away now because for obvious reasons there are multiple CCTV cameras around here and they're probably going to wonder what I'm up to. So until next time, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next week.